So in this video, I just want to go over some of the other basic tools that you might already be familiar with. Okay, I'm just going to delete everything except for the one circle with the elephant in it. Let's start out by, the most common one, the type tool. So create the type tool. So with the type tool, if I just click on my page, it doesn't start my type, unlike Illustrator or Photoshop. So I click once and nothing happens. There's no type, no cursor here that is placed. So in InDesign, you must have a frame or shape in which you're going to fill that with type. Okay, so you always have to start out with, you can start out with a frame tool, rectangle frame tool, like so. Like that, and then you can go here and type in it, elephants. Okay, and that's very small and the type is very big, so I'm going to select it and I'm going to open up my window and properties. There we go. So properties show me the properties of my type. Okay, so I'm gonna, first of all, I'm gonna make it much bigger, so 72 elephants, and maybe change my style here to Georgia, sure. Right, and you can see that my frame is quite big, so let's see if I can go object fitting and then fit frame to content. There we go, so now my frame is only as big as my text. I don't have this large frame for just a little bit of text here. Okay, so elephants, here we go. Now I'm quite happy with that. Let's see if I can do anything else to this. All right, so I can also apply effects to here. All right, so I can go drop shadow, inner shadow, outer glow, inner glow, basic feather, directional feather, gradient feather. So I'm going to do drop shadow here. All right, so these effects you must be familiar with by now, and I'm not going to go through each one of them. I think you can kind of play around with them. Just be aware that they are available to you. Okay, so here, elephants. All right, I have an extra shape there, so I'll delete that. Okay, so you can also create a different shape here. So ellipse frame. So I'm going to create another frame here. All right, so maybe I'll kind of give that an outline so I can see a little bit better. All right, and I'm going to use the type on path tool. So I'm going to click on it here and then type elephants are amazing animals. They are so beautiful and I would like to see one someday. Okay, so you can type whatever you like. I'm just showing you that here we have now type on a path tool. So if I don't want that line after that, I can just go here and take that line away, right? And there we go. And now I'd like you to go to your lorem ipsum in your course folder, your class folder, copy that. And let's go place all that text in a frame. So I'm going to use a rectangle frame tool. And I'm going to create a frame here. And then I'm going to go to the type tool. And I can click inside of it. See how it's brown now? It means that I can click inside of it and that will fill that space with my type tool. So with my text. So now when I click on it, you can see that there's a plus sign here, right? It's because I entered it twice and this frame here is not big enough for 2 paragraphs of this text. So I can continue it on, okay, by creating another frame. So I'm going to create another frame here, okay, another box here. Okay, and watch closely. I'm going to go from here. Oh, I'm just going to give this an outline because it might be hard for you to see. Okay, so click on your second frame here and just give it an outline for now. So from here, from this box to this box, I want to continue the text. Okay, So what I would do is I would click on the first box of text and make sure that you do see that plus sign. If you don't see that plus sign, enter that paragraph of text again and again until you have that plus sign. So now when you do see that, when you click on that first frame with the text and you see that plus sign, I want you to click on that plus sign. And when you click on it, you will see a whole bunch of text attached to your cursor. So now you can click on the next frame, and that it continues the text from here into here. All right. So now I can click on this and take away that outline because I don't need that anymore. All right, so I'm just going to move this over here, and I'm going to place this text over here. Or actually, I'm going to, here, let me just move some things around. I'm going to move this here, and then I'm actually going to place, this image over here, okay, between these two. So elephants go on top, and I'll have this over here. I'll have this text over here, this text over here, and then I'm going to place this elephant image in between these two chunks of text. Okay? What I want to do is actually to have this text kind of go around this image. So how can I do that? All right, so I want you to click on the object. All right, let me just check time. Okay, so click on your object, and then I would like you to go to your properties. If it's not open, go to Window, Properties, and after clicking on your object, it should show up your properties. And in the text wrap, I'd like you to go to the third one, so Wrap Around Object Shape. So click on that, and now your text should wrap around your object shape, whatever is next to it. The only thing is, look at how close it is to your object, right? So you can change that padding from 0 inches to make it, 0.25 inches. That looks quite a bit better, right? And now you have this sort of plus sign because now your text has been moved around, and now this frame is not enough to place the text. So I can make this frame bigger by changing. See, it doesn't stretch out my image or anything like that because, the frame is sort of separate from the content. The content exists in the frame, but the frame is separate from the content. Now another thing, I have one kind of line up here. It's called an orphan, so you don't want to just have one line of text up there. So I'm going to make this one just a little bit bigger. Now there we go. All right, so we have done quite a few things here. Learned how to place text, a single line of text, and change the size of the frame to fit the text. We have also placed paragraphs of text and continued text from one frame to another, and we have also wrapped the text around objects and also placed text on the outside of a shape. Okay, so quite a few things we have done here. Make sure that you follow along and you're able to do all these activities.